In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can integrate tangent of x with respect to x from the bounds of pi over 6 to pi over 3. So the first thing that we're going to do is get a visual representation of what we're doing. So if we mark off pi over 6 and pi over 3 on our graph here, we're going to know that pi over 3 is going to be somewhere about here, and pi over 6 is going to be somewhere about here. So when we're integrating, we're finding the area under the curve. So if we just draw two lines up, just to signify that's the region, we can see that this is the area that we're trying to find. So now to actually start on the integration, we're going to make a note that the tangent of x is the same as saying sine of x divided by cosine of x. Therefore, we can rewrite this integral in terms of sine and cosine. So now what we're going to do is a u substitution, and we're going to let cosine of x be equal to u. So we're going to write let u equal cosine of x. Therefore, du is going to be equal to the derivative of cosine x, which is going to be negative sine x dx. And then to find dx, so we can replace this, we need to divide by negative sine on both sides. So we can say dx is going to be equal to du divided by negative sine x, but I'm just going to take the du off and I'm going to write negative 1 over sine x multiplied by du. We also have to change our bounds if we're setting a substitution. So we're going to say when x is equal to pi over 3, u is going to be equal to, we can see that u is just cosine of x, so u is going to be cosine of pi divided by 3. And then when x is equal to pi over 6, we're going to say u is equal to cosine of pi over 6. Now we have everything that we need in order to rewrite our integral, so we're going to do that. We're going to write the integral from our new bounds, so cosine of pi over 3 at the top, and cosine of pi over 6 at the bottom. Then to write in our new expression, so we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to take this sine x off of the top, and we're just going to put it next to it to be multiplied, because that's the same thing. So we're going to go write 1 over, and then we see that cosine x is equal to u. So 1 over u multiplied by sine x multiplied by our new dx, which is negative 1 over sine x du. 1 over negative 1 over sine x du. We can see that this sine x is going to cancel out with this sine x, and then multiplying by negative 1, we're just going to get negative 1 over u. So then I'm going to take the negative outside of the integral. It's going to have negative times the integral of 1 over u from the bounds cosine of pi over 3 to cosine of pi over 6 with respect to u. And then integrating this, we're just going to get the natural log of u. But then remember this negative on the outside, so we have to put that there. And then we're integrating from cosine of pi over 6 to cosine of pi over 3. So when we get to this stage, what you're going to do is you're going to input your upper bound, then take away an input from your lower bound. So it would be negative natural log of u, which we're saying is cosine of pi over 3. And then take away our bottom bound, but we can see this is already a minus. So a minus minus is going to turn into a plus. So overall, we're going to get negative natural log of cosine of pi over 3 plus the natural log of cosine of pi over 6. Now, this is our answer, but we can simplify it. So by our log property, this negative we can see as negative 1, and if we put that there, we can see as an indice. So we can rewrite this term as the natural log of 1 over cosine of pi over 3. And then we add to it just this term, we can't really do anything to that. So adding a natural log of cosine of pi over 6. But then another log law, if you have one logarithm with the same base added to another logarithm of the same base, it's the same as multiplying the two insides inside one natural logarithm. So we can write the natural log of 1 over cosine of pi over 3 multiplied by cosine of pi over 6. Now we know that 1 over cosine, so let me make a note. 1 over cosine of x is equal to secant of x. So we can write this as the natural log of secant of pi over 3 multiplied by cosine of pi over 6. And this is going to be our final answer. And if you put this into a calculator, you're going to get approximately 0.549 units squared to be our area under this region.